Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. I've been talking about time and time management this week. And I can't let the week go by where I talk about time management without talking about one specific 12 verses or so in the Bible. So let me give you the setting. I am right now at a mediation. Now, mediation is in legal proceedings. It's not a courtroom trial. It's a way to try to resolve the dispute. That's the basis of a lawsuit. To resolve the dispute outside of the courtroom, in a sense. It's one that's cooperative. It's one that as my friend Alan Levin says, exists under a tent of peace. You're trying to come together with a meeting of the minds in a way to resolve something without being bellicose, without going to war, if you will. And it's interesting to me because I was just visiting with the other side in what is called a joint session. And I was presenting them with a framework that we might use to try to discuss how to resolve the case. And I told them, I said, you know, I'm here trying to help us move the ball in a friendly fashion. This is a time for peace, not a time for war. And hopefully we can resolve things through peace. If not, then, you know, the bellicose war can be around the corner. And as lawyers, we don't shy away from that. But peace is a much better option. And then I said, I think there's a passage to that effect. And I'm saying this at the mediation, I said in Ecclesiastes or Koheleth, there's a passage in chapter 3, it's around verse 8 or 9, I didn't remember which one. One of the lawyers Googled it while I was talking and said it's verse 8. But that says there's a time for war and a time for peace. And that's the middle of that long passage that says to every season, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose. And the Byrds sang a song about it. Anyway, it lists all of these things, and it's so fascinating. At the end of that list, there's a statement, kind of a conclusory statement. And the idea is that every time is beautiful, is the Hebrew word. And that word means handsome or beautiful or attractive. But the writer says in its season. And that's a really profound verse. The idea behind the verse is that there is beauty in things being where they belong. Things in time existing where they belong. So that we would do things at the right time and understand, for example, the difference between a time of peace and a time of war. There's a beauty in that. There's a beauty in understanding that there's a time to weep, but there's also a time to laugh. There's a beauty in understanding that there's a time to be born and a time to die. Now, that doesn't mean that we enjoy death in the sense that we don't mourn, because there's a time to weep and a time to mourn. But all of these things exist within their time. And so today, as I live today, I'm going to try to discern what time it is, because I want to live beautifully in this sense. I don't want a day that should be spent with joy be spent in weeping just because I didn't eat enough carbohydrates or whatever it may be. I want to have a respect and appreciation for the moment and sense that God's beauty is there when things exist within their right time. That's my video thought for the day for you. I'll see you, and we'll finish this time series tomorrow.